Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Gaming with me, Tony Mo, and we're here to talk about some more Killer Instinct content that is hopefully going to be dropping very, very soon. We just got some more news about Spinal. We got the release of 3 in-game screenshots showing him actually in-game functioning. One of them appears to be him sort of shield-bashing Saberwolf. We have another one of him just kind of standing there looking like a badass. And then we have him casting some sort of maybe a fireball or projectile at Jago, a big green glowing fireball. It seems to be his sort of color theme is the glowing green style thing. You know, every character kind of has their own sort of like aura around them, I guess you could say, when they cast certain abilities and certain effects. And also at the Microsoft stream yesterday, we got a tiny bit of information about Spinal. They didn't really show him off at all, but there was word that he may be a status character, a character that could possibly affect the other player's instinct or maybe even shadow meter. So again, this is all just speculation we're going on, complete speculation, but the thought is that possibly there's a very strong possibility that he may be able to, do some sort of a drain ability, damage over time on the other person's instinct or shadow meter. Obviously, that would change the way that you had to play the game while playing against Spinal massively, and it would definitely just, it would be a really nice change to the game to have this new character come in and just change the way everyone has become comfortable playing. We're also used to playing against all these different fighters, and all of a sudden, you got to change up the way you play every time you run into Spinal because he's a completely new character with a completely new skill set. Again, it's all speculation at this point in time. Microsoft hasn't said anything official. Double Helix hasn't said anything official. We still don't have a solid release date. He is said to drop before the end of January, so here's to hoping he doesn't get delayed in any way. I mean, they went out of their way to show the screenshots, the pictures of him, to release those, as well as to talk about him on the stream the other day. So hopefully we'll be seeing him very, very soon, maybe within the next couple weeks. That would be pretty damn awesome. I'm really excited to get another character on the roster. I know a lot of us are. If it's one thing that KI doesn't have, it's a lot of content. It's definitely lacking in the character department. Not that that's a bad thing necessarily. A lot of games launch with like 30-plus characters these days. Injustice, Marvel vs. Capcom 3 comes to mind, and a lot of them have terrible, terrible balancing issues. I think it's the one thing that it's one of the things. KI has a lot of things going for it. If you guys were on the if you guys were on the Level Up live stream last night, I don't know if any of you are fighting game fans, you're over there, but when the KI tournament was going, there was over 6,000 people on it. As soon as KI was done and Marvel vs. Capcom 3 came on, over 3,000 people dropped out of the stream. KI is it's a loved game. A lot of people like watching it even if they don't like playing fighting games. I know a lot of you guys out there are huge fans of the game even though you don't play fighting games. It's just so satisfying to watch. But I think the balancing that Double Helix has been able to do because of the small roster and the obvious fact that they were rushed trying to get this game out around the same time as the Xbox One launch. Actually, they needed it to happen on the Xbox One launch, as a matter of fact. It was obvious they didn't have a huge roster, and instead they focused on the 6 characters and balancing them to death. And I think, to date, KI is one of the most balanced fighting games, and it's what makes it enjoyable at any level, at low level, at high level. You don't have that one character that is just obviously better than everyone else. I mean, you could say Jago is a really powerful character, but I don't think the issue is anywhere near as bad as some fighting games we've seen in the past, like Injustice, where you just have these characters that, you have the best players playing these characters that are obviously better than every other character, and are just thrashing everyone to death. But there's really not that issue in KI, and I think that's what makes it so special. So I don't want to see them rush Spinal, but I would like to see Spinal out very, very soon. Again, complete speculation with what his abilities are going to be. If he does have some sort of, leech ability, a status ability, so to speak, he's definitely going to be a game changer. He's going to be a very interesting character. And now that we've seen some actual up-close, screenshots of him in-game, I love his character design. He's just as outrageous and as wild as everyone else in the KI roster. And I applaud Double Helix for the work that they've done on their characters. I think they look stunning. I love the visual style in this game. I love all the particle effects. And every single character just manages to be so unique and so special. Just about everything except for Orchid's classic costume. I have to admit, I'm not a big fan of her 1990s big hair and that spandex, but otherwise the character designs, the pieces of armor and gear that you can wear are just absolutely wonderful, and Spinal looks amazing. His shield is massive. I love the ropes sort of on him. He's very Pirates of the Caribbean, sort of like a skeleton, creeping out of the bottom of the depths of the ocean to come attack everyone to death. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what his personality is like as a character. From what I've heard in the past and from what I've seen in the past of watching videos of the original KI, he was sort of a goofy guy. He wasn't really serious. He was kind of a funny character in a way. And hopefully Double Helix has managed to preserve some of that, that comedy, that humor surrounding him as a character. Either way, we can expect to see Spinal before the end of January. I know a lot of people are going to be very excited to play him, to check out, to see what he's all about, and find out whether or not Spinal is going to become their new main character when playing KI online. You can definitely expect to see him here on the channel. We'll be doing extensive coverage on him, probably playing, a really decent amount of gameplay with him, recording the footage, and maybe even learning how to play him. I'd like to learn how to play a new character. I've gotten to the point in the game where I can actually play the different characters now. I understand how they function. I know how to play the game at the basic level that I need to play it at. Obviously, I'm not up there with being able to read frames very well and all that crazy stuff, but if you're interested in seeing Spinal, as soon as he drops, come back here to the channel, and I'll have some footage of him ready for you guys, some awesome gameplay of our first new addition to the roster inside of KI, and hopefully we'll be seeing Falgor in March, and then hopefully Double Helix will do the right thing and very quickly announce the fact that they are in fact working on Season 2 of the character roster, adding, hopefully 8 more characters would be nice, or, some amount of characters before the end of 2014. I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do with that, and I'm interested to know a little bit more about how successful KI has actually been. We definitely have a lot of people interested in it in the fighting game community, but the fighting game community is still a very small community nonetheless, so hopefully the game has sold well enough to warrant more DLC down the road, whether it be paid or free. At this point, I really don't care. I just want to see more from KI as we move into 2014. Let me know what you guys are most excited for, at least speculation-wise, about Spinal. Are you going to be playing him on day one? Are you ready to dive into a new character, learn what he's all about, and see what he has to offer? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next one.